Welcome back. Very good morning. So you all know that we are revising the concept of acceleration. In the last class, you have got an example connecting with the concept of acceleration. See, I told you the change in velocity of your body causes acceleration to it. This change in velocity will occur either due to change in the magnitude of the speed alone, though the direction of motion remains constant, which is the last class that we were discussing. In what way acceleration can be calculated when the direction of motion remains constant, but the magnitude of speed changes from time to time, so that the particle will have acceleration and we have calculated it. Of course, the common formula of calculating acceleration is a bar equal to v bar minus u bar by t. Numerator is the change in velocity, denominator is the time interval, then you will get acceleration. Of course, which is an average acceleration, because we are calculating change in velocity occurs per unit time on considering the change in velocity occurs in certain interval of time. So the total change in velocity by time interval will get change in velocity per unit time, which is called average acceleration. Now here in this particular class, we deal with acceleration produced in the body due to change in direction of motion alone. For example, here these are the geographical directions. This is east, here north, west, south. A particle has started at a point and moving at a speed of 10 meters per second. A particle moving at a speed of 10 meters per second along a straight line due east, and then taken a turn to north at the same speed. A particle has travelled at 10 meters per second due east and then taken a turn at the same speed due north. If the turning takes place in 0.5 seconds, listen to my statement carefully. The turning takes place in 0.5 seconds. Means to take the turning, what interval of time is taken? 0.5 seconds. If you have seen this example, there is no change in the speed of the particle while traveling from A to C. There is no change in the speed of the particle, but there is a change in direction of motion at B. Of course, this change in direction will bring a change in velocity. But as per my statement, this change in velocity occurs in 0.5 seconds, not at time, in 0.5 seconds. Then you have to calculate acceleration, which is change in velocity per unit time. Shall I repeat? A particle moving due east at 10 meters per second and then taking a turn to north at the same speed. If the turning takes place in 0.5 seconds, then calculate the acceleration produced in the body. That's a question. Now the solution starts. Acceleration basic formula: final velocity vector minus initial velocity vector by time interval. Here, what is final velocity vector? It means velocity vector just after turning. Velocity vector just before turning is initial velocity vector, because at this point change in velocity occurs. So here initial velocity means just before the turning, final velocity means just after the turning. So just before turning, its velocity vector is a 10 I cap, due east, positive x direction. And final velocity vector just after turning, it is a 10 j cap, because positive y axis. Now here my acceleration vector a bar equal to v bar minus u bar by time interval 0.5 seconds. This is equal to, let me write it as minus 10 I cap plus 10 j cap. Shall I write like this? 10j minus 10i, let me write it first. into here denominator 0.5. 0.5 can be written as 1 by 2. That 2 goes to the numerator. 0.5 is 1 by 2 in the denominator. That 2 goes to the numerator. This is equal to minus 20 I cap plus 20 j cap is the acceleration vector. If you wish to calculate its magnitude, it is square root of 20 whole square plus 20 whole square. X square plus y square over square root. You have learnt in vectors. This is equal to 2 times of 20 whole square. Now here 20 square will have 20 square root and 2 will not have. So it is 20 root 2 meter per second square is the acceleration vector. Of course, here it is meter per second, here it is meter per second. So acceleration will be in meter per second square. Now if you wish to know the direction of acceleration, because acceleration is a vector physical quantity, many times I used to tell you. So it will have both magnitude and direction. How can you assess the direction? Especially your direction should be expressed in terms of geographical direction. Because the question is particle moving to east at 10 meter per second and then to north at 10 meter per second. So your acceleration should be in terms of geographical direction. This is very important. Here a bar equal to minus 20 I cap plus 20 j cap. So x coordinate, x component is negative, y component is positive. X negative, y positive will be in which quadrant? Here in second quadrant. So your acceleration vector will be in second quadrant, where x component 20, y component 20, but x is negative, y is positive, means second quadrant. You know very well, this is north, this is east as per the earlier data, east, and this is west we supposed, this is north and this is south. So your city is in the northwest zone. The direction of acceleration is in northwest zone. But very important, here if it is theta, then our answer will be theta degrees west of north. Shall I repeat? Theta degrees with west, but towards north. That's very, very important. That's why it's a theta degrees north of west. I repeat, theta degrees north of west. But here this theta will be tan theta is equal to y by x. Tan theta equal to y by x, because with x axis we are telling. Y by x means 20 by 20, which is going to be 1. So tan theta 1 means theta is 45 degrees. Whenever theta is 45 degrees, it is exactly northwest. I have told you geographical directions in vectors. No need to repeat again and again. So here, if it is theta something 30 degrees, then our answer should be 30 degrees north of west. But this is 45 degrees according to the data. Because tan theta equal to y by x. With x axis we are measuring, so y by x. 20 by 21. Theta equal to 45 degrees. Because tan theta equal to 1, theta equal to 45. So the direction of acceleration is northwest. So the conclusion is, when a particle moving to east at 10 meter per second and then taking a turn to north at same speed, then its acceleration is 20 root 2 meter per second square at a northwest direction. If you wish to substitute root 2 equal to 1.414 approximately, you can substitute and you can finalize this answer. So last class we have dealt with one example where the particle moving along a straight line without changing direction of motion, but there is change in the speed continuously which causes acceleration, and there we have calculated acceleration vector, magnitude and direction. If you want, once you refer. Now in this particular example, the acceleration caused because of change in direction of motion. Related to that I have given example. So the magnitude of speed constant, but there is a change in direction of motion that causes acceleration to the body, and in this way the acceleration can be calculated. This is second example related to acceleration. No doubt I will explain few more. Now see another interesting example here. Remember, we have dealt with 2 examples in the last class. Just now I have explained the third example. Now we are dealing with the fourth example in the concept of acceleration. Fourth example. Here is an interesting part, a little more conceptual example. Listen carefully. Here, a particle moving along a circular track. Particle moving along a circular track with constant speed. Of course, you suppose some value, whatever it is, 10 meters per second. Suppose what is there? So, particle moving along a circular track at a constant speed. This is center of the circular track. Of course, here is the radius. Of course, this is the radius. Now, my particle is moving along the circular track with constant speed, which is known as uniform circular motion. You need to learn little more concept also from this example. Apart from acceleration, little more concepts. Uniform circular motion. When a particle moving along a circular track with constant speed, we say it is in uniform circular motion. Listen carefully. In this case, the acceleration of the particle will not be zero, and this is not uniform motion. This is uniform circular motion, but not uniform motion. Uniform motion means particle should move along a straight path with constant speed. But this is uniform circular motion. Here the particle will have acceleration. The reason is, though the speed of the particle remains constant, but the direction of motion changes continuously. Because when the particle is moving along a circular track, at any point, the speed of the particle will have a direction in tangential direction. Tangential means, the line that touches the circle at one point is called tangent. At any point, if you wish to know the direction of motion of the particle, you have to draw a tangential line at that point. At any point, if you wish to know the direction of motion, you have to draw a tangential line. So this is velocity vector direction. Velocity vector. So though the magnitude of the velocity at a given point remains constant, but the direction of motion changing continuously. This causes acceleration to the particle. Remember. So how to calculate this acceleration of the particle? Yes, coming to the point. Here this is the circular track. Listen carefully. This is the circular track. Here is the center. Let me take this point is A and this point is B, and here it is, this point is P and this point is Q. For example, your particle has travelled from A to P. Your particle, which is moving at a speed of 10 meters per second, has travelled from A to P. At A, this is the direction of motion. Are you following? At P, this is the direction of motion because the particle is moving like this. So when the particle has gone through a quadrant, I repeat, when the particle has gone through a quadrant, then the direction of velocity changes in this way. Here it is vertically up like this, but here it is like this. So from A to P, though the speed remains constant, but the direction changes. That's the reason why here velocity vector is 10 into j cap. Of course, plus positive direction. But here velocity vector will be minus 10 into I cap because the negative x-axis, coordinate system. Positive x-axis, positive y-axis. So velocity vector at A is plus 10 j cap, but at P it is minus 10 I cap. Then acceleration is change in velocity, means final velocity vector minus initial velocity vector. The particle moving from A to P. So final velocity vector means minus 10 I cap minus initial velocity vector means plus 10 j cap. During what interval of time? Let us suppose A to P takes 50 seconds, let us suppose, by t. Then the other calculation part you know very well. Already we have done. Suppose for example, the total time taken for one round is 8 seconds. Just for example, time period is 8 seconds. Just for example, you suppose. Means the time taken to complete one round with constant speed is 8 seconds. Then to complete the quadrant it takes 2 seconds. So you can substitute 2 seconds. Then this will be when you cancel minus 5 I cap minus 5 j cap is the acceleration vector. When it has gone from A to B. Sir, no sir, I wish to calculate its acceleration during its journey from A to B. A to B. At A, velocity vector is plus 10 j cap. But at B, velocity vector is minus 10 j cap because vertically down. So as it is moving from A to B, acceleration vector is final velocity vector minus initial velocity vector because A to B kada. So final velocity vector B bar, initial velocity vector A bar by time interval. I suppose that the total time period is 8 seconds. Then for half the round, A to B means half the round, 4 seconds. So this is going to be here BB and minus 10 j cap minus VA 10 I cap, 10 j cap by 4. Simplify this. So my intention is not to tell you a particular solution for a particular question. You have to learn the concept first. So the fourth point in acceleration, we are dealing with uniform circular motion. When a particle moving with constant speed along a circular track, then it is said to be in uniform circular motion. In this case, my particle will have acceleration because of change in the direction of motion continuously. So that when the particle is moving over a quadrant, I can write velocity vectors, I can calculate acceleration. My particle has gone for a half circle, a semicircle from A to B. Then also I can calculate acceleration. I suppose the time interval of rotation is 8 seconds for one complete round. Then what is the acceleration of the particle over the quadrant? Shall I repeat? A particle is in uniform circular motion at 10 meters per second. Calculate the acceleration of the particle over the quadrant. Calculate the acceleration of the particle over the semicircle. Consider time period of rotation is 8 seconds. I think question is clear. Not the solution. This is first part of the solution. This is second part of the solution. This is acceleration over a quadrant. This is acceleration over a semicircle. So this is how the things will be discussed with the uniform circular motion, where the particle will have acceleration due to change in the direction of motion continuously, but not due to change in the magnitude of speed. And this direction of acceleration will be always towards the center of the circle. Whatever the acceleration that you have calculated will be always towards the center of the circle at any point, and we call it as a radial acceleration. When a particle is in uniform circular motion, I repeat, you can write even after this example, you can write conclusions. When a particle is in uniform circular motion, it will have acceleration due to change in the direction of motion continuously, and the direction of acceleration will be towards the center, which is a radial acceleration, which is also known as centripetal acceleration. So I repeat once again, in a uniform circular motion, acceleration causes due to the change in the direction of motion will be directed towards the center of the circle, which is radial acceleration or centripetal acceleration. You may get doubt. Sir, how can you say there is acceleration towards the center? How can you say? You may get the doubt. Yes. Here, particle moving with constant speed but changing the direction continuously is only because when the particle experiencing a force towards the center, which is called centripetal force. A particle will make a circular track with constant speed is only possible when it is experiencing a force towards the center, and the force is called centripetal force. Conclusion. Any particle in the circular motion should experience a force towards the center, which is called centripetal force. In that case, it can maintain a constant speed because of the centripetal force acting towards the center and will change direction continuously. Just like electrons moving around the nucleus. Electrons are moving around the nucleus in a circular orbit with a constant speed. But in a circular orbit, their direction of motion continuously changing. This is possible only when the particle experiencing a force towards the center of the circle, which is called centripetal force. If not, it is not possible. So as the force is directed towards the center, acceleration will be directed towards the center, because the force is the factor that causes acceleration. So the conclusion of this question is, when a particle is in uniform circular motion, it will have acceleration due to change in the direction of motion continuously, and the direction of acceleration will be directed towards the center of the circular track, and the acceleration is called centripetal acceleration or radial acceleration, and then centripetal force is known as the force which is towards the center of the circle. So these are the conclusions from this particular example. Note down. Here is fifth point of acceleration concept. You are finding two figures on the board. Of course, you can guess, I think. Here, particle moving along the circular track with constant speed, which is uniform circular motion. Here, particle moving along with the circular track, but not with constant speed. You can see the speed of the particle changing V1, V2, V3 in that way. See, I told you in uniform circular motion, the change in the speed, listen carefully, there is no change in the speed, but there is a change in velocity because of change in direction of motion continuously, because of centripetal force acting on the particle towards the center. And this centripetal force will cause centripetal acceleration and also known as radial acceleration. Here, if v is the speed of the particle, listen carefully, if v is the speed of the particle, v square by r is called centripetal acceleration. In uniform circular motion, if v is the speed of the particle, r is the radius, then v square by r is the centripetal acceleration. So that the centripetal force is mv square by r, because the force equal to m into a, so m into v square by r. Don't ask all these derivations, which takes a lot of time to learn all this derivation part, which you need to learn the conclusion. If a particle moving in uniform circular motion, then its centripetal acceleration is v square by r, which is towards the center, and the centripetal force is mv square by r. That's the point. So, but what is the difference with the non-uniform circular motion? Yes, coming to the point. In non-uniform circular motion, there is a change in the speed of the particle, and also there is a change in the direction of motion. Due to change in the direction of motion, your particle will have centripetal acceleration. Hope you are listening. Due to change in the direction of motion, your particle will have a centripetal acceleration. At that instant of time, if speed is something, then centripetal acceleration is v square by r. V means instantaneous speed. Why I am calling instantaneous? Because the speed of the particle is changing continuously time to time. That's why I call it as instantaneous speed. So centripetal acceleration at this point different from centripetal acceleration at this point, different from centripetal acceleration at this point, because v is going to change from point to point. In non-uniform circular motion, centripetal acceleration changes from one point to other. Of course, the formula is v square by r. But in addition to that, there is a change in the speed of the particle from one point to another point. Speed changing, v1, v2, v3 and so on. So that change in the speed causes acceleration in the tangential direction, acceleration produced in the particle in tangential direction, and which is known as dv by dt. That's the tangential acceleration. The change in the speed of the particle from time to time will cause acceleration to the particle in tangential direction. See, in uniform circular motion, there is no tangential acceleration. There is no acceleration in tangential direction. There is acceleration only in radial direction towards the center, because there is only centripetal force acting on the particle. But here, in addition to centripetal force, there should be some force acting along the tangential direction. That is the reason why tangential speed has been changed, or else the speed remains constant though the direction is changing. But here, along with the direction, speed is changing continuously. Means, in addition to the centripetal force, my particle experiencing a tangential force. So that my particle will have centripetal acceleration and tangential acceleration. So here this is a tangential acceleration. This is centripetal acceleration. Then the resultant net acceleration is root of AC square plus AT square. Because AC, AT will be perpendicular. In a circle, radial line and a tangential line both will be perpendicular always at that point. So this is radial acceleration. This is the tangential acceleration. Both will be perpendicular. So net acceleration is root of AC square plus AT square. This is the concept you have to learn. Hope you got some clarity on this. Uniform circular motion, non-uniform circular motion. In uniform circular motion, particle will have acceleration only towards the center of the circle, which is called centripetal acceleration or radial acceleration due to change in the direction of motion continuously. That also happens because of centripetal force towards the center, which changes the path continuously without disturbing the speed. But here, due to the tangential force experienced by the particle, there is a change in the speed continuously along with the direction. That's why it will be non-uniform circular motion. So the particle will have centripetal acceleration and also tangential acceleration, which is dv by dt, derivative of speed or velocity with respect to time. You have learned that. So net acceleration. Regarding this, there will be some numerical applications which you need to learn to get some clarity on it. But this is an initiation to the next level of concept. Till now you are learned kinematics of 7th standard, but you are at 8th standard now. So the level of explanation, the level of learning will be a bit different from 7th class. So for all such explanations, this is a little more initiation, so that while doing some numericals related to that concept, you will get more clarity on it. First, you need to learn the theoretical concept and you need to learn the formula, you need to remember, so that you will be more comfortable. So this is all about acceleration concept. In the next class, we try to start the concept of uniform acceleration and equations of motion. We will revise in the next class. Make a note of it. Take care.